Hey there. So, there'd be light. Um, Today was one hell of a day. For starters, I talked to Social Security and they never got the paperwork I filed. So, they denied me. Um, if anybody out there ever decides to file for it, follow up with them. Don't sit back and wait. I was told a couple months, so I was waiting. Now I have about 3 weeks to find papers, which I hope I kept a copy of, so that I can dispute what they did. They also gave me the option of actually filing a new claim and starting over too, which they said I could do both, which I don't know. It doesn't make any freaking sense to me whatsoever. So, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find the papers because I don't want to start over. I've already spent time and energy and everything else getting as far as I have. If I file the stuff and then they deny me again, I may have to go in front of a judge. So I'm kind of jealous because somebody else that is dealing with cancer told me today that the center she goes to, the place she goes to, they actually got her a lawyer and they filled out the paperwork for her. And when I asked for help on my end, I pretty much got told to talk to Social Security about it. So, and this person also said that she got, they gave her a lawyer as well, which if I got a lawyer, I would have to hire one. So, which basically would mean that they'd get a third or 30% or whatever. A long day. 30% of whatever I would get, which I really don't want to give up. I don't know. Depending on what happens, I may just have to give in and just do it. So that was one thing. I was talking to somebody who had a heart attack, and somebody I hadn't talked to in quite a while actually, and they didn't know what was going on with me. And I told them what was going on. I said, I don't know if you are gonna back away, back off, or whatever. And they said, well, you're not gonna stop talking to me because I had a heart attack, are you? I'm like, no. And as we were talking, I was talking about how I don't look at things quite the same that I once did, and he was telling me that I was depressed, and I'm like, the things I'm sharing aren't from a place of depression. It's a, how did I say it? I can't remember exactly how I said it, but it was like I was just saying it was just more a perspective shift, and that I tried to explain some of the stuff that where I was at, and said that, believe me, I do have my times of being depressed, but it's just, I'm just looking at things differently now, which I think surprises people given how I've always tried to be so positive and optimistic and blah, blah, blah. Now I see that there's value in being negative sometimes and, allowing ourselves to be wherever the heck we are. So, going back to Social Security for a second too, after that call, I was so pissed, so pissed. But I now don't feel it anymore. I'd like to think I managed to deal with it somehow. Oh, goodness gracious, excuse me again. I managed to deal with it somehow and feel good about it, but I think I'm just tired. I'm just tired and exhausted and just like whatever. And I just figure, next week I'll spend every spare moment I have looking for those dang papers. So I won't do much of anything else, but I'll do that. And then I'm going to probably hand deliver them to the local Social Security office, because who knows if Social Security screwed up and I got there and the government was doing its little strikey thing back in October when I submitted it, or if the post office screwed up and didn't send it. So I will probably go and hand deliver it and see what happens. So I'm just so tired. I should have been in bed a long time ago. There I go again. Excuse me again. I just hadn't done a video in a while and just thought that I would make one. So here I am. Tired as heck. About to go to bed, and I'm not sure what else to say other than it's been one heck of a year and a half. May, it'll be 2 years. People talk about the 5-year survival rate. I thought I was a goner back in October. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a very surreal place to be, standing on the edge, not knowing. I don't know. It's just so hard. People won't talk to me because I could die. But any of us could die at any time. But because I have something that's more, well, I want to say on a slightly happier note, I saw a news story today about this guy who had been dealing with cancer, and he had a turn of events and went into remission even though he was far along and kind of considered a goner. And I was thinking about how that was a nice story to hear, and especially from where I stand. But I feel a little mixed about saying that, because the media will only show, those good feeling stories when it comes to cancer, and yet those not so good feeling stories about people being murdered and killed and shot at and everything else they'll show. I don't understand that. It's probably the same kind of thing that has people not wanting to talk to me because I could die. Maybe it's somehow too close to home or something. I don't know. Something's screwy about the way we look at things. The news stories that need to be heard are the people who are dealing with stuff, who are hurting, who need help. That's the kind of news story that people need to hear. Not when it's all neatly tied up in a bow and everything's just hunky-dory. Alright. I don't know if this is going to be cutting me off anytime soon, so I think I'm going to say goodnight now. So, good night. Sweet dreams when you get there.